everyone, and welcome to Jolly Findings. This week, I did go to a store, but I kind of forgot to record, and that was at Walmart, so, oops. But don't worry, I do plan on making like a small haul video and going back to a Walmart to actually record. I was more focused on finishing my Christmas shopping, so, yeah. I would show off some of the things I bought, but I don't want my husband to see or my child. So this week I'm going to do something that I kind of did on my Halloween is top 10 Christmas specials that I watch every year and all that good stuff and explain what they mean to me and all that stuff and why I like them. So I guess we'll just dive into it. I have top 10 and I'm going to go from 10 to 1. The first one I have is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Well, Disney's whatever, you know what I'm saying. I love this movie, but every time I watch it, I get mad. And the reason I get mad, it's like, they have a fit that Charlie, like, I mean, spoilers if you don't want to watch this, spoiler alert, whatever, but these movies are quite old, so if you haven't seen them, go, do it, man. Do it. Anyway, well, Charlie, he's like, what, I don't even think they ever say his age, like around 5 to 8 years old, let's just say that. And it's like, they think it's the worst crime in history that he believes in Santa Claus still. And it's like, why? What's so wrong with him believing in Santa? Because they went to the North Pole and he thinks it's real. It's like, come on. You don't want your kid to have an imagination? That's what pisses me off for it. And, like, the fact that, yeah, him looking like Santa's a little weird, but to take your kid away from him? Come on. That's a little rough. But yeah, like I said, I love the movie, but those things always irk me every year. And I'm like, ugh. But I still watch it every year. Up next, it's kind of cheating, but I have like the full thing. Let's not worry about 3 or 4. I mean, I don't mind 3, but this is more Home Alone 1 and 2 with the actual Kevin McAllister. Another movie that kind of makes me like, man, like when you're a kid, it's like, oh, he's just having fun, he's having life. But when you're an adult, you watch it later, and it's like, man, these parents suck. This movie gets me in the Christmas feels because of, like, all the decorations and stuff, and, like, how they knew they f***ed up with treating Kevin like crap and leaving him and all that good stuff. And the burglars are just always funny. Same thing with Home Alone 2. I mean, it's basically the same story, just, one's in New York, I guess. Yeah, always a good movie. Alright, this movie probably deserves to be up a little higher, but I kind of did this list kind of in a rush, but, like, I like a lot of Christmas movies, same with, like, Halloween and stuff, but my next one, without further ado, is Christmas Vacation. And this used to be my dad's well, yeah, it was my dad's favorite, and it's just, like, this guy does his best just to have the perfect Christmas, because they all staying home and stuff, with his parents, his wife's parents, and, like, his wife's cousin or whatever, with Eddie, you know. But I think it's really funny, and it brings you the Christmas feels again because of the sceneries and stuff like that, and just how he is willing to, like, put his life on the line to have, like, the best Christmas for his family. And it's funny. It's Cousin Eddie. Okay, the next one, I do have it, but it's, like, with a 2-parter. It's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas it's, like, the Rankin Jules Jules Bass, or whatever. This one, it's a classic 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It's just, like, kind of a retelling with the guy trying to, make amends with Santa because the little mouse and his friends wrote a note saying Santa's not real, and the mice show him, hey, you gotta believe in miracles, man. Even a miracle needs a hand. Yeah, I love all Rankin Bass stuff. Like, I could probably just make a whole video of just, like, their top 10 or whatever. But, like I said, it does, like, the clockwork thing, and he's, like, trying to, bring Santa back and all that, and because they think Santa's mad at them, so they're trying to get him back, whatever, because of the mice, saying, like, oh, Santa's not real. At the end, it's just, like, the normal 'Twas the Night Before Christmas story, so gotta love it. The next one, I have, like, a full Santa, well, it says Santa's Magical Stories, which has a lot, but this one is for this guy right here, Grinch. I do like the Jim Carrey Grinch. I don't like the new one that they made that's like the style of the Lorax or whatever. I don't even know who made that one. But obviously, you can't go wrong, and this one is the best. I mean, everyone knows the Grinch by now. I bought the storybook for my son last year, and he loves seeing the Grinch. Just a happy time, like, turns into a bully, and then he finds the true meaning of Christmas. I just love it because, again, I grew up with it. I mean, it's freaking old. It was, like, made in the 70s, I think. But Max is always, like, a happy person, even though he has they say it, the Grinch, and an asshole for an owner, but he's very loyal. But, yeah, it's a good story. The next one. This one has a little bit of a backstory. Again, I watched as a kid, but every year we made a tradition where we would make our own chili, and as we ate that chili, we would watch Mickey's Christmas Carol with Scrooge McDuck. I mean, I like a lot of the Christmas carols too, but this one is by far our favorite. And it's just another retelling, just within like 25 minutes. Has like extra ones on here too. But yeah, it tells the whole story of the Christmas Carol, and it's just Mickey-fied, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm doing poor at these descriptions. But that's become a family tradition. Moving right along, this one has 2 on it again, but mine and my siblings' favorite one growing up was, this is another Rankin Bass one, The Life Adventures of Santa Claus right here. I mean, Nestor is pretty good too, but which is also another favorite of me and my siblings. My husband watched this, I think, like the first or second year we were together, and he liked it, and he just recently read the actual book that this is based off of, and he really enjoyed it. So it's going to be fun watching this again as he read the book. I'm going to try to read the book this year. But it's basically like the retelling of how Santa became to be with like the great, I don't know, basically Mother Nature and like the wind god or what's that guy's name?
Ack.
The great Ack. Like all that, and how they gave him immortality because he was such a great guy, giving toys to kids and everything, make them feel good. And it's also got this thing where it's like, wooden cat with yellow green eyes. Yeah, it's good. And these ones, I have like a whole big bundle, and here's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas right here. But I didn't want to show that yet because Frosty is my favorite because, I mean, look at him. That is one happy freaking snowman. This one has, like, the freaking Legend of the Frosty Snowman Cartoon Network, like, movie. That's stupid. I mean, I like this little full-length feature thing, but mostly I just like the first Frosty coming to life and stuff. This one's where he finds a wife, so he's not so lonely without the kids. And they do end up having kids with Rudolph and Frosty's not Shiny New Year. Christmas in July. But Rudolph's Shiny New Year, that's a whole nother story. And, like, this Frosty Snowman, how he became to be, and Santa basically picking him up and stuff with the magic of Christmas snow. It's just cute. He's a chubby snowman, gotta love it, and doesn't know how to count. My second one, this one always makes me have the feels of Christmas, and reminds me of my dad, because this was his favorite, but Garfield Christmas. This one, it's like John lives in the city and he goes back to the farm with his mom, dad, and brother, and his grandma. And he has the coolest grandma ever. I wish I had a grandma like that. One instance is like, oh, punch me right in the belly. Because she does a bunch of ab work or whatever, and she's like, come on, punch me. And he's like, how about no? What's over there? And it's just like how Mom and Dad get carried away over Christmas because Christmas dinner, she makes like 5 different kinds of pie and chili and a whole bunch of food. And Doc Boy, which is his brother, is like always kind of like a bump on a log on Christmas, but John and him always act like kids, like, hey, Mom and Dad, it's Christmas. Like, it's 1:30 in the morning. Go to bed. We don't open presents till the a.m. And he's like, well, it is morning. But yeah, it's just a really good one. And Odie gives a gift to Garfield, and Garfield like thanks him for it, and Garfield finds these letters from their grandpa who passed on and they give it to their grandma, and she's like, oh, I haven't seen these in years and stuff. And it's just Makes you feel the feels. And before I get to number one, I do have a couple honorable mentions. I'll just say the movies. Elf, it's really fun. Like, it's weird how that movie came out in, 2003? Which I thought it came out later. But that movie was that guy's first movie, and it became, like, a huge hit. It's a pretty funny movie, and it's got its sad and happy moments, too. Like, people not believing Santa, and then they actually see him, and everybody leaves again. It's just a funny, became an instant classic, basically. It's a Wonderful Life, I like, but it's, like, 2 hours too long. Like, I understand why they did it. It was, like, showing the history of his life, how they got to that point of him thinking of suicidal thoughts. But I think it should have been, like, a half hour less. But I still enjoy it every year. But at times, it can just be, like, get on with it. And 3 specials, big old 90s, make you feel things, is... First one is Hey Arnold, because they do a secret Santa thing in their boarding house at Arnold's grandparents' house or whatever, because they live in a boarding house. And Arnold gets Mr. Wynn. And Mr. Wynn just wants to see his daughter. So Arnold goes to, like, the social services, I guess. That's not called that, but the guy's like, okay, I'll help you. I'll help you if you do my shopping list. So him and Gerald do all the shopping for this guy, come home, come back, and they didn't give this Mrs. Bimoni's snow boots or whatever. He's like, oh, well, you didn't get those, I can't help you. So Helga gives her boots away to help Arnold to help Mr. Wynn. So it's like, it's shitty, but then it melts your heart at the end. Same thing with Doug. Doug, they tried to kill his dog on Christmas because they thought he bit, what was it, BB? Or is it Phoebe? BB. But he was actually trying to save her, and BB knew that. But it's like, who the fuck would kill 11-year-old son, or 11-year-old boy's dog on Christmas? Like, one girl, he's trying to get a petition to save Pork Chop, and the girl's like, oh, these are for happy times, it's Christmas. Yeah, so sign the petition so his dog don't die. And the last one is Rocco, which is basically he wants it to snow. It's never snowed in O-Town. And he's like, oh, I'll have like a big Christmas party. But Big Head didn't think he got invited, so he decides to crash the party and say that there's gonna be like a fungus or something, or weird trolls there, but they're elves. So no one goes. The next day, it snows in Rocco's land because of an elf, like, gave his heart away to the cloud. And they see this, so all the friends and neighbors I invited for the party the night before come and wish Rocco happy Merry Christmas. So those are my honorable mentions. And the last one that is my all-time favorite, that gets me every time, Charlie Brown. Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown, basically. This was mine and my dad's favorite. Like I've said, Peanuts is my always go-to. Basically, Charlie Brown's depressed, feeling down, which I can understand during the holidays. And basically, he's trying to find the true meaning of Christmas, which Linus says, which is like the Bible verse. And everyone knows the famous Charlie Brown Christmas tree, which is basically a branch. I mean, here's a small picture of it right here. He's like, oh, everything I touch gets ruined or dies or whatever. But his friends come and help him, and they make a beautiful Christmas tree for their play. Basically, it turns commercial, but then they find the true meaning, and all his friends and everything feel the nice warmness of the holidays. I know, I didn't mean to make this long. I tried to go as fast as I wasn't the great descriptioner, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite Christmas special is down in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, share the video. And see you next time on Jolly Findings.